All right, guys, time for a little bit of a live trade here. Just kind of kicking into what we got. We have an NQ gap on the 1 minute chart. These fill very high percent, 92, 93%, I think I have on charts. Same day. So as you see right here, we just got a 1 minute gap in price action. No price action, just sub 20,400. Perfect psychological half whole dollar number here, right? Working out pretty good. Oh, I can move this over just a little bit here. You can kind of, well, this side is fine, I suppose, too. Whoop. Oh, my goodness. 7. Yeah, it destroyed my NQ thing up here. The hell? Just randomly changed my ticker, all right? That's what happens when you try to search for the number 7, huh? There we go. Couldn't find it. All right. So we're back here. We're long. And you notice I'm going for the 5 minute 100 EMA, but this is going to be a really easy partial cover here for us with this gap. So this is going to fill right under 24,000, is going to snap back, whether it holds the 100 EMA 5 minute or right away, it's going to do so. And then we're going to search for QQQ's 5 minute 100 EMA as well. So we should be making it up to 493 or so as we see fit. So let's watch this trade play out here. We're going to come into 20,400, I think, pretty simply. So what we do with our 5 contracts here, wrong button. I'm going to scroll up to that 20,400 on the DOM here. Start looking at selling a couple right into there. So we're going to put 3 fills right there at the gap out of the 5 contracts that we've accumulated. We grabbed some options as well, some 20,400 calls. Those are up about 350 right now, just on the dip. And right now, they should push up pretty easily. We're going to have 2 left on. So what we're going to do here is we're going to have 2 contracts after a 5 fill, right? And we have the gap to fill 3. Then for the remainder of the 2, we're going to run this to the 5 minute 100 EMA on the QQQ. We're going to have a couple separate pullbacks here, so we do want to take some profit because you see the MACD is coming right here into the 0 line, which you can't see that because the OBS is all scaled awkward. Oh, I changed out the monitor resolution, but you get the point. You'll see this fill here in a second. No big deal. We'll get this gap fill, and then we'll be down to 2. But the RSI right now as well, I can move it up right here. The MACD right here, you see it coming into the 0 line. So the MACD moving averages are crossed into the 0 line here. And when they push into that, they can have a little bit of a pullback, but the RSI usually front runs it and moves past it, right? So that's all doing fine, perfectly fine here. Over VWAP now on the QQQ there. So we should fill this in a few seconds here. We'll be out 3 of 5. And then for the last remainder of the 2, we're going to have a little bit of a run here. We're going to run this up despite open or not. We get about 15 minutes before I hop on live stream for the group here. So we're doing some pre-market trading, but through the live and through the open hours trading, we did have SPY hold yesterday's lows really well. So we're trading Qs all the way up to the gap fill, which is yesterday's lows, 493.30. So we assume that the Qs is going to come back up for that gap fill as SPY is going to hold no gap and it'll be above yesterday's lows. So I'll watch this play out here for a smidge, but should be pretty good. And the NQ 5 minute as well does need a little bit of that back test as well. So we can say that 1 minute gap right there will fill no problem. And then if we switch to the 5 minute even on NT here in the Ninja Trader, we can see where that 100 EMA comes in about 20 points over 20,400. So 20,421. So right here, and that's where we're going to target the remainder of the 2. So we're going to get out 3 right here at 20,000. So 3 cover, 2 cover right there. So that'll be the momentum mover on the back end on the way back up. It's just got to hold above about 20,000. It's got a lot of room down. 20,369 area. If it gets one of those nasty red candles down, I'll buy that too. And I'll probably double up position into the 1 minute gap fill, but I don't think we're going to get that lucky. I think it's going to run and do our 1 minute fills here first and start cooking towards the 100 EMA 5 minute target. But the static and kind of consolidation resistance will be had at that MACD zero line. So as the moving averages on the MACD do come up to that zero line, they do temporarily hesitate, and you'll see that push. So on the move here so far. And again, I want to get all the way up to that 5-minute 100 EMA. A nice little ride here. So order filled. So we're getting some order fills right there. There's 2 of the 3. We only have 1 left. As you see those contracts start to tick down. 1 more little fill. There we go. Now we are down to the remainder of the 2 contracts. Realized P&L about 900 now. Now we're riding the 2 contracts. Now that 5-minute 100 EMA is going to come in, like we said, about 20 points above. And me, I usually get out a little ahead of time. That's the norm, right? So if I do target 20,420s, I'll set these orders out like, a point or 2 beforehand. So when we get that impulse move up to the 5-minute 100 EMA, as we need that recap, that's where we're going to get our second fills for the other 2 contracts. So it should be mildly simple here. Nice push right there. That's a beauty. No options maneuvering quite yet here on those moves. We're not doing too bad, that's for sure. Got about $700 just closed out some on the options side of things because we were running up those 20,400 calls. On the options account, I do a lot of options selling, but sometimes we do the calls that run up here on the big account. I mess around on my big account just with spreads and selling a lot because that's our main account. We can sell against shares too and all sorts of the funds. But for our futures day trading that we do every day here, live, we commentary just like this on the live stream. But 5-minute coming up. And again, those cues, it's really nice, really clean in line here. So we should be perfectly fine. See this nice little move up. We got about 11 minutes to live stream. We have an algo at 20,424. So that's pretty much a guaranteed back test here. So she will come up a little bit past this 100 EMA, but you know me, I always get in with limited risk and I get out early, capitalizing on my greens. I do leave a lot on the table, but my consistency is through the roof. So I'm not too worried about it. I don't care about the big wins. I care about stacking up those base hits because that's what wins games, right? So we're green just about 1100 or so here. Let's see here. Yep, right here. Yep, 20,424 algo. All right, cool. We got 1 more option left. I just closed out some of those 20,400s, and I got 1 down at or out at 20,475 to cover yet. Get out of here, Windows News. So yeah, let's watch her play out here. Amazon earnings this week might be a little fun one to play out here as well. Let's see. Ooh, excuse me. All over the place, mic here. So coming in close. We might get the continuation impulse where she just kind of flies and does her own thing here, which would be perfectly fine. But if we do get the consolidation and kind of waiting for the slowdown there, also fine. Volatility index, obviously, the VIX showed a really good double top right now, and there's a gap down at $18.95. So we will stay in this long as our risk would be limited to the volatility index actually filling that. So what I mean by that is you can see right here on the VIX's 5-minute, this is a gap right here in the green 1896, and it left a short gap up here 1915. So trend relative, when these things work together, the VIX is going to come down and chase that gap and then potentially show us confirmation. And then it's our job to figure out what's going to happen next, right? So that being said, I'm thinking VIX has a good dip attempt. The MACD you can see is rolling on the VIX right now. Very cool. Actually, you can't see that. Very clean right here. It's a little far off on the screen. The stupid zoomed in right there. So you can see the MACD is rolling in a bearish lower high manner. Moving average is separated. So VIX down, market up, right, is the norm. So we will see this opportunity here play out continually. We're just going to pretty much in sequence, you can buy anything off the 10 SMA. So if you see that 5-minute 10 SMA hit, that's going to be support. It's coming in right here, a little blue line here, QQQ. So anything into that, even if it consolidates here for a while like this, and then the 10 SMA catches up like that, you're gonna have trend follow that 10 SMA on the algos right now, because we do have to hit the 100 EMA back test. So regardless, right now this big reversal is going to come with a consolidation long or a higher low long in trend as this thing starts to reverse. So we have on SPY. SPY is almost that MAC line. So we're pushing into that MAC line right now. So that's what we said. The MACD moving averages will move into the 0 line from negative territory. That will cause a small disturbance in static and resistance. And then we're going to sit here, chill out, and wait for the remainder of the push. So maybe I'll cut this one right here, fix my resolution, and I'll be back in a second when target hit. All right, guys, so we're coming back here for the second part of our video, as we discussed. So we were coming into our 5-minute 100 EMA. We just got a bunch of fills on the other account. We only have one little piece of the pie left here, or two rather, I guess, on the futures. And again, our target was, there's a bunch of order fills clicking in there. Just order filled and order filled. There you go. So that was our thesis as we pushed in. All three platforms, oh, that was a loud one. 6 counts are across the board filled now. So huge green day to start on the props through Apex to top to options and NinjaTrader Big. So every single thing filled right here. Our target is going to be here. And then, of course, yesterday's lows is going to be our next long target as we prove the strength from that bottom and Fibonacci. Thanks for tuning in. Stop on the next.